Hello everyone, and welcome to another of Sethaldor's World of Warcraft guides, and a big holiday greeting to everyone because Christmas is right around the corner, we've had Hanukkah, and all those other holidays out there. So, holiday greetings to everyone. This guide is going to be on a more mana-focused PvP spec that you would probably expect in an arena team or a pre-made BG team versus just pugging. It's going to be focused a little more on keeping your mana up for longer fights, and also something you need to keep in mind, the difference between a BG and an arena is the area you're fighting in an arena is significantly smaller than in a BG. So things like your Effervescence talent are going to be significantly more effective because there's only so many places, I should say, to run that you can't really... Well, you're more likely to spend time in Effervescence than not, which I'll point out when we get there. So, go check out my PvP specking guide for an in-depth review of all these talents that I'm going to be going over, or more in-depth than this video, because this one's going to be more talking about the differences between this guide and that one. So you'll be able to find that on my channel. It should be the last video I posted prior to this. Go ahead and check it out. Please sub. Anyway, let's jump into this. So go ahead and grab the Resto tree. And keep in mind this will be more focused on survivability and mana conservation versus being able to deal out damage. It'll be more about healing, mana conservation, being able to get away. So first of all, being able to get away, a significant thing from that is being able to shapeshift out. That's a powerful escape mechanism, I should say, for druids, because shapeshifting will remove a lot of things from you, including roots and slowing effects. So reducing the mana cost of shapeshifting is going to be very helpful. Next we have Naturalist, Heart of the Wild, and Blessing of the Grove. Grab Heart of the Wild for the 6% intellect. Be prepared to backfill the Blessing of the Grove, as that is vital, but that 6% intellect as well as the increased stamina for bear form will be helpful, because in situations where you are being focused down, it might be helpful to in fact hot up and then swap into bear till they get off of you, maybe throw a bark skin. Or charge away to, say, their priest standing in the back. That way you get away from the melee DPS pounding on you till your teammates can become un-CC'd and then help get them off of you after you hot yourself up, of course. So the bonus stamina can be helpful, and the bonus intellect obviously is helpful. On that same note, go ahead and pick up Master Shapeshifter, because of the flat-out healing increase is always a good thing. And then reducing spell damage taken is also vital, because a lot of 3v3 arena teams, this may not be true at 85. I have not done arenas yet at 85. However, I know the important stats, I should say, of an arena team. RMP was the best arena comp in at level 80, I should say. RMP refers to Rogue Mage Priest, Frost Mage, Discipline Priest, and I believe it was either Sub or Sin Rogue. Feel free to answer that one in the comment section below. But either way, you're likely to run into some kind of spell damaging opponent, so 6% less spell damage is good. And that leaves one more point. Grab one of 3 improved rejuve. Be prepared to backfill. Self-explanatory why that's good. Next, you're going to want to grab Nature's Swiftness, and instant cast can save a life. Also, Revitalize is nice because it will give you a fair chunk of your mana back when a hot ticks. Rejuve or Life Bloom specifically. That will help keep your mana up and going for long, drawn-out fights. It'll help you outlast the other healer, for example. Also, the replenishment given, I should say, is helpful to not only yourself, but the group in keeping their mana up as well. And that leaves 2 more points to get to the next row. Fury of Stormrage is one to help you increase damage output, which you should not have enough time for, assuming the other team is doing enough damage to yours right off the bat that you just need to focus on hotting everyone up, which does cost a massive amount of mana now, and throwing out the nourishes and healing touches. So having time to DPS, probably not going to be likely early on in the fight, so you're going to want to increase your healing done. I'm going to say 2 more and improved rejuve and move on. we have Nature's Bounty, which is quite nice. You definitely should think about grabbing that. But first, let's look at Malfurion's Gift, which is nice. Your Life Bloom will give you 4% chance to enter clear casting state, is essentially what it'll do, which is awesome because clear casting state is no mana cost, which will definitely be an edge over the other healers who don't have that benefit. Also, on top of that, when you are life blooming someone in an arena or pre-made BG, you want to life bloom the person that's getting focus fired. Any intelligent arena team will focus fire a target, because if you spread your damage, then it won't even be a challenge for the healer to keep everyone up, assuming they're properly geared and properly practiced, experienced, I should say. So, if it's a smart arena team you're going against, someone will be being focus fired. In that event, you need to heal them with Life Bloom. And similarly, in a PvE comment, Life Bloom goes on the tank, Rejuve on the rest of the group, and you heal everyone with Nourish. That would be a 5-man heal. Throw Rejuve on the tank as well if he needs some extra hots. Similarly, in PvP, the person getting focus fired gets the Life Bloom, Rejuve, and Nourishes, as well as Healing Touch when needed. And everyone else gets the Rejuve, and if you have the mana and time for it, Regrowths. So, Malfurion's Gift, nice, because you should have Life Bloom up on a person 100% of the time. It's your cheapest spell now. You also have Empowered Touch and Nature's Bounty, as well as you can backfill. I would say backfill to Living Seed, which is nice because, as in my other PvP video, I discussed how it essentially reduces the incoming damage on the next attack, and if it's weak enough, actually heals the target when they get hit. So, still really good to pick up. It procs off pretty much all the spells you're going to be using. Efflorescence, this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the video. What this does is when you Swiftmend, you leave a patch of green on the floor, and anyone who spends, any friendly target who spends any decent amount of time within it will get ticks healed on them, which is awesome, because it's a static hot zone, you could say. So that will be awesome, especially when, say, if you're in a team with, I don't know, let's say a Warlock, and his teleport is on cooldown and he can't get away. He gets stun locked from either a rogue, he gets the throwdown ability from an arms warrior, he gets rooted from a moonkin, something like that, and you say, oh crap, I need to Swiftmend him. He's going to be in there for more than, half a second. So that Efflorescence patch on the ground is going to help him, and more likely than not, you can run into it yourself while you're hotting everyone up, just to keep your ass alive from the dots eating you. So, Efflorescence is much more viable in an arena situation than a BG situation. However, in pre-made BG teams, it can still be helpful because, as I said, you yourself can run into it, and also when you're sitting there waiting for your flag to be returned when your offensive team is out attacking, you could easily say, hey, flag carrier, if you see a big green patch, stand in that. It's going to be helping you, So, that's that as far as Efflorescence in a pre-made. It's more effective when you have communication, thus why I personally see it as more of a PvE thing, but it does have much more viability in a pre-made PvP situation, whereas a pug situation it has significantly less. It's devalued. Wild Growth, self-explanatory, simply because you want to get Tree of Life, as well as in a 5v5 arena team. This is awesome, instantly hot everyone in the group, and similarly a 2v2 and a 3v3, same situation. It does cost more mana than it used to, at least percentage-wise, I believe. So it's going to be more healing per mana in a 5v5 team versus 2v2, 3v3, but it's still a hot that you didn't have prior. So it's very helpful. Also, it will hit everyone. So it's 1 GCD to heal, to put a hot, I should say, on everyone around you. Pretty damn nice. Nature's Cure, pretty self-explanatory why you want to pick that up. Being able to remove magic effects is very vital. You can remove a improved counterspell off of one of your casters. You can remove Entangling Roots, Frostbolt, Frost Nova, all kinds of different things. So obviously that's a good one to pick up. And then the next row you have Gift of the Earth Mother, which will cause your rejuve to have an instant heal effect, which is awesome. Instant healing is good, as well as increases the effectiveness of your life bloom when it blooms on the target, which again is obviously really good. Anything that increases healing is good. Reducing the GCD on your rejuve is also excellent. More so for pre-made BG teams, which you'll be seeing more of with the rated battleground system Blizzard has come out with, because you have more people to need to rejuve. When you have a team of 10 in a Warsong Gulch to rejuve versus you and your buddy in a 2v2, the GCD reduction is significantly more vital in the BG scenario. However, still, that's 0.5 seconds you'll have on the Priest, whose Renew doesn't have that. So it's very nice. Or potentially doesn't have that, I should say. And we have one more point to reach Tree of Life. We can look at some of these other things we have not filled in, such as Blessing of the Grove in the upper row. A Naturalist is also interesting. Nature's Ward is very good as well, on top of Empowered Touch and Nature's Bounty. There's a lot of good things to pick. I'm going to say grab Nature's Ward, because as a healer, you are most likely going to be focus fired by an intelligent group, because healers are the ones that generally, if you kill them first, the rest of the team falls over like a dead leaf, at least in PvP. However, it is possible to focus fire maybe a cloth DPS and you wouldn't be able to keep up with it, but that's beside the point. This will help you survive longer without having to focus heal yourself. It's nice. So go ahead and grab Tree of Life after that, which is good because you can pop into that and Tangling Root someone and haul ass away from them, or just simply pop into it and get some bonus effects to your heals. This is especially nice because you'll be able to Life Bloom every single person in your group, and Life Bloom is a very powerful heal now, also a very cheap heal, so being able to do it on multiple people is awesome. Wild Growth Glyph is again... Wild Growth Enhancement, I should say, is again more appealing in a BG pre-made scenario versus an arena, because what it does is increases the target's Wild Growth heals by 2. Regrowth becoming instant in Tree of Life form can save asses. It does it in PvE for me all the time. Being able to throw a regrowth on everybody just about as fast as throwing a rejuve on everybody is awesome. So you definitely need to be able to pop that when the damage really comes out, such as during a Heroism Bloodlust Time Warp now, and even Hunters have, I think, Ancient Insanity or something. Whatever. The Bloodlust or Heroism effect in an arena match, when rogues first come out of stealth with their ambush crits, and when feral druids come out with their ravage. You know, there's all these burst high impact moments in an arena fight, or in any PvP fight, I should say, where that extra instant mass heal from regrowth is going to be really nice. So it's very important to be prepared to pop Tree of Life, let alone just have it. Now I have 10 points to spend in other places. I would say max out Nature's Ward. Definitely grab Blessing of the Grove for the improved rejuve. And that leaves you with 7 points. I would say you could viably state you want Fur, because that's 15% more mana. On my previous video, someone had commented that they think in a pugging PvP spec you should grab Fur, and that's a point for them. You know, if they think it's vital, then go for it. But I would say it's more vital in a pre-made spec than in a pug spec, because in a pre-made spec you are expecting bigger fights, such as in an arena match. Because normally in a pug spec, a lot of times it's just 5v2 or something crazy like that, because you're, you know, grouped up trying to move along, or, you know, you're just so overpowered or underpowered compared to the other guy, it's just not lasting long enough. So that extra 15% mana doesn't mean anything. But in arena teams where they match you against people of approximately the same skill, it is going to be a long fight. So that 15% mana could be the leg up on the other healer. So that's definitely a viability. Also, Feral Swiftness is a viability because you can switch into cat form and move faster, although I think there's only 1 or 2 arenas where you can't go cheetah, and you might be able to do it in all of them. If you know, please post in the comment section below any arena fields that you cannot go cheetah in. I know for a fact all the BGs, for the most part, you can, depending on where you are in the BG, but you can just hop into cheetah and out, in which case those would be 2 wasted points. Also, you can look over in the balance tree. The Crit from Nature's Majesty is nice, as well as Nature's Grace caused from regrowth is good, especially when looking at the next row where Moonglow reduces the mana cost of your spells and Genesis will increase the healing done of all of your hots and Swift Mend at the same time. Increasing healing done and reducing mana cost will give you leg up on the other team's healer. So it's really customizable with these last few points. Also, there are some really vital things in the Resto tree, such as Nature's Bounty is nice, because that can reduce the cooldown on your Swift Mend as well as increase the critical strike chance of your regrowth, which I'm going to pick up. Empowered Touch is also good because if you find yourself having the ability to nourish, which is more likely than not in an arena situation because your few teammates can be directed to keep someone off of you, such as a stun lock or things like that, you could easily have the time to do a nourish or healing touch. On top of that, Naturalist would also be very nice because you'd have less time spent sitting there casting it, and it would get off earlier. So going between Empowered Touch and Naturalist is your choice if you want either of them. Fur is definitely a vital one. I actually like Genesis, so I'm kind of disappointed that I don't have enough points to get everything I want. This is a very intensive and involved spec. So it's debatable whether you want to go Heart of the Wild or Fur. I would say Heart of the Wild more because 6% Intellect will do more than just give you more mana. 6% Intellect will give you crit, will give you mana, will give you spell power, whereas 15% mana is just 15% mana. So you get a little more bang for your buck in Heart of the Wild, but Fur is still good. So with these last 4 points, I'm actually going to grab Naturalist and Empowered Touch. Empowered Touch, actually, I'm going to take that back. I'm personally not grabbing Empowered Touch because what this does is it causes Life Bloom to automatically refresh when you cast Healing Touch and Nourish on the spell. Or on the person with Life Bloom, I should say. So, giving up 10% more healing on them is depressing, yes, but I want my Life Bloom to bloom. That can save a life in a PvP scenario. Because, say you're stun locked and you've got to heal the other guy, and one guy's stun locked, dying from dots, 10%. Oh, Life Bloom, bam, he's up to 50%. That bloom can be so powerful, it is ridiculous. So having it actually bloom and still being able to cast those without worrying about it resetting is still good. And on top of that, I grabbed Naturalist to reduce the cast time of those so I can cast them on the target. Which leaves 2 points left. You could grab 2 of 3 Fur, you could take some points out somewhere and move them where you want. I personally am going to grab Nature's Majesty for 4% more crit, because coupled with Nature's Bounty, which provided 60% crit from regrowth, that'll be a 64% crit increase on regrowth, as well as 4% more chance to crit with Life Bloom blooming, as well as I think there's another bonus to crit in the tree for specifically Life Bloom's bloom, or perhaps that was just increased healing. Either way, that's one of your larger heals, so having that crit more often is awesome, as well as the reduced cast time coupled with the increased crit chance makes Nourish and Healing Touch all that more effective. So, this is one spec that would be more mana conscious and healing conscious for a PvP situation. Something I would say would be more effective in an arena or pre-made BG team versus pugging, where you may be on your own. In an arena or pre-made BG, you will hopefully never be on your own unless everyone around you's dead. So, yeah. This is my suggestion, Sethaldor's suggestion, on Arena and Pre-Made BG Resto Druid Specking. There is an infinite amount of customization with this spec to still be considered optimal. If you dislike what I've done here, feel free to disagree. Please go ahead and spec your way. This is simply my suggestion of what I believe to work and why it would work. So, thank you for watching. This has been Sethaldor on the server Blade's Edge, in the guild Sacrilege, on the character Taladorna, on the topic of pre-made PvP Resto Druid Specking. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Please thumb up if you enjoyed this video. Also, comment to let me know what you're interested in seeing. And also, please check out the vlog on my YouTube channel about the Insomnia Challenge that I'll be taking on in a week, I believe. the week after Christmas. And happy holidays to everyone. Please have a fantastic and safe winter season. And happy winter solstice, to those of you who follow those things. Thanks again. Please subscribe, and I can't wait to put another one out for you guys next time. See ya.